Hi everybody, it's Emma from Misfit Gardening, and today I'm going to show you how to brew your very own beer using an extract craft beer kit. So I hope you'll brew along with me and I hope you enjoy this video. So I picked up a local craft beer kit from my local brew supply store, and I love the brew store in Ogden. It's not too far from where I currently live. The staff are really courteous and super helpful, especially if you're a newbie. You know, the place is really clean as well, and I know some of the other brew stores around in the Salt Lake Valley, they don't look very clean. They're very cramped, very cluttered. The one in Ogden's great, and the guys are really knowledgeable as well. So I picked up a clone basically of a local craft beer that's called the Dagda, and it's by the Talisman Brewery Company, and it's an IPA. I really like IPAs. I love them, especially in the summertime, but I'm gonna go ahead and brew one for winter, and I think it's really cool, their design. It's actually a green man, so very Celtic, which is kind of cool. And the Dagda was essentially it was like a father god, I guess, of the Celts, especially the Irish kind of descended Celtic tribes. But it's got a little bit about the actual beer and stuff on the label. So it's actually, oh, if I move this down, Utah's first collaboration between a homebrew supply store and a brewery, and they've teamed up with Talisman Brewing Company to bring a clone recipe of their IPA. The Dagda, meaning good god, was the ruler of the Celtic gods and protector of the crops. Thanks to his watchful eye, we are able to enjoy this IPA that balances malty sweetness with an amazing hop flavour and aroma. Now, as a gardener, I'm pretty sure that, you know, growing a beer that's named after a god that looked after the crops should bring me some good crops next year. So the great thing with this is it comes with the specialty grains, the liquid malt extract, the dry malt extract, hops, a whirl flock tablet, which is a flocking agent, helps clear up your beer so it's nice and clear. It contains the hop bags as well and brewing instructions. Doesn't contain priming, sugar and bottle caps. It's okay, I'm not going to be bottling this, it's going straight into a keg, and I don't need the priming sugar either to induce the carbonation. So priming sugar and bottle caps are what you're basically going to need if you're going to be bottling the beer. So we're going to open it up, but first things first, this is the yeast that we got with it. We got a liquid yeast. Liquid yeasts are much more faster to activate. You get a great primary fermentation from them. Dry yeasts are good too, but I always recommend that you activate them probably a couple of days before you're brewing, and really kind of get what's known as a yeast starter going, and you're going to see that you get much better fermentation, you get a much better alcohol content as well. So for these packs are quite fun. Oh, there's a plane going over. You literally just smack them, shake them, and this is enough yeast to get your entire 5-gallon batch going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this started whilst we do the unboxing, and then I'll show you how I clean up all my kit, and then we'll brew along. So this is going to be quite a long video. I'm going to try and sort of split it up as best as I can, so you're not kind of standing around watching me during the brew time for too long. Okay, so let's get started. Make sure it's broke. Not quite. Come on. Come on. There's a little thing in here. You need to kind of like move to a corner. Make sure. Shake it up. So the good thing about this is it's going to take about 3 hours for it to fully activate, and you can tell that it's activated after smacking it because the whole thing's going to swell. I'm just checking to see whether I can feel the stuff that's broken up. Alright, I'm just going to set this on the counter and it's going to do its thing and we're going to check on it. So let's get to some unboxing. I've not opened this before, so this is a total surprise to me, and I've never actually brewed a kit from the company either. Ooh, 10% off swag and apparel. I think I've got enough clothes, I'm a girl. Alright, so these are the brewing instructions, and for most beer kits, not just this one, but for most of them online, and there's some really great online craft beer kit suppliers, guys. There is morebeer.com, which I've used before to get lots and lots. In fact, most of my brewing equipment comes from morebeer.com. They do some great kits as well. And Northern Brewer has a massive array of kits, and certainly when I first moved to the US, it was Northern Brewer that I ordered a lot of the kits from so I could keep brewing. So morebeer.com, northernbrewer.com if you're needing to get stuff online, but also look online for your local brew store. And honestly, you know, supporting local businesses is great. They're a fantastic source of knowledge as well. You know, if you've got any questions or problems, most local businesses and brew supply stores, they have, you know, like networks like brew circles that you can join, and they're a great source of knowledge. Definitely utilize them. So the ingredients, we've got Bryce Cara 40, Cara Pils, Vienna malt, light liquid extract, so that's liquid malt, it's a light one. Pilsen dry extract, so that's the dry malt extract. We've got Columbus hops, Centennial hops, Simcoe hops, Citra hops, oh I love Citra hops, Falconer's Flight hops, and Wellflock tablet. And they recommend the Yeast 1056 or the Safale US 05 dry, and they're like a fairly typical American ale yeast. So again, it's a IPA style. It's going to be about a 6.5, and the whole thing is 5 gallons. So in the instructions, they've actually set up like how we go about doing this. So number 1, we're going to be steeping crushed grains at 145 to 55 Fahrenheit in 1 to 2 gallons of water for 30 minutes. Okay. Then we're going to remove the grains and let them drain into the kettle. Okay. Then we're going to add 2 to 3 gallons of water to the kettle and bring it to the boil. Okay. Then after that, we're going to remove it from the heat, stir in all of the dry malt extract and all of the liquid malt extract. We're going to return it to the boil, and then we're going to do the actual hop additions. So the first thing, we're going to be adding Columbus hops and begin a 60-minute boil time. So hops are, you add them in at different times for different reasons. So you've got kind of hops that help preserve the beer that go in early, and then you've got kind of flavoring hops that go in a little bit later, and aromatic hops at the end. So depending on where you're adding hops, you can change you know, the complexity and the flavor of your beers as well. So it's not just by changing the type of hops, but also the additions of them. So, you know, these kits are a really good starting point for people, because, you know, you know you're going to get a good beer out of it because it's telling you exactly how to do it. But also, if you get a kit and you think, oh, I want to kind of change things up a bit, you know, you're able to experiment, and you're probably still going to get a good beer out the end of it. So after, well, 15 minutes towards the end of the boil time, we're going to add another set of dry malt extract, and then we're going to add 1 ounce of the Centennial hops, and then at 5 minutes before the end of the brewing, we're going to add the Simcoe hops, and we're going to add the Wellflock tab, so that's going to drop all the sediment out, And then at the very end, we're going to be adding the Falconer's Flight hops and then the Citra. So again, they're the flavour and aroma hops. And we're going to be cooling it as quick as we can to below 80 degrees. And we're going to top up to 5 gallons. You've got to aerate the wort so your yeast has got some air in there because it needs air to get going. And then we're going to pitch the yeast. And then we actually dry hop at the end with 0.5 ounces of Centennial and 1 ounce of Citra, and then Falconer's Flight hops, and then that happens in the last 5 to 10 days of the secondary. So there's still going to be some hops that we're going to have to keep behind, unless they've split them all up, which I don't think they have. Maybe. 0.5 Centennial. So that'll be for the dry hopping. Whoops. 0.5 Simcoe. Oh, so they've even like weighed this out. This is kind of helpful. Falconer's Flight. That's an ounce. Falconer's Flight. That's an ounce. Great. That's super handy. So with a lot of kits, especially ones that I've got online, when I'm just dropping stuff. When the hops come, they come, you know, bagged as usually an ounce, 2 ounces. And you've got to break these up and you've got to weigh them out. These guys have done it so you don't need to worry about weighing it out. It's already done. That's awesome. That's so much easier. Fantastic. All right. Let's see what else we got in the magic box. Oops. So these are the specialty grains. So this is what we're going to be steeping at the beginning. More hops. This is the liquid dry malt extract. Some kits you will get, they will come in, like the malt extract will come in like a mylar pouch. Some people, it comes in like a plastic container. Obviously, this is like one of your sugar sources. So the more sugar and the more of this stuff that you can get out of the container, the better off your yeast is going to be. It's going to have more food. If you've got it in a plastic bottle that comes through, if you warm it up, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to pull it out. And this is the dry malt extract. These are the grain steeping bags. There's 2 of them here. Kind of look like a pair of, you know, pair of tights or a bandage, really. And here you've actually got step-by-step how to brew it. If you've never brewed before, follow these instructions and you shouldn't be able to, you know, mess it up, and you will get a good beer. So always read the instructions before you get started. And, you know, just like if you're brewing wine, it is so important to sanitize everything. So for me, that's our next step. So I'm going to clean and sanitize everything. So I will probably put that as a second video. I think that might be easier. Otherwise, you guys are going to have like an hour-long video, which is going to be a little boring after a while. So, all right, let's get sanitizing.